You're in a place right now where everything you believe is malleable, flexible, and capable of transforming. It's almost as if you've been gently guided towards this moment, where the possibility of change is not only achievable, but it's inevitable. And as you begin to consider these ideas, you might find your mind, it's opening up effortlessly, like a flower to the sun. What if everything you've been taught about how the world works was simply a way of guiding you to this very moment? Every single belief, every story you told yourself, it could be rewritten, refreshed, renewed. Think about the stories that have shaped you up until now. Stories that seem to hold weight, yet were created by others, for others. What if you could possibly create your own story? What if, in this new story, it was filled with freedom, joy, and possibility? And when you allow yourself to think of a fresh perspective, you begin to notice how easy it can be to see things from a new angle. Like the way someone might look at the sky after a long storm, suddenly seeing the beauty of the clouds and the warmth of the sun. You realize it's not just the world around you that's changed, it's how you see it. Perhaps just like when you hear something familiar, you can sense there's a deeper truth beneath it, just waiting to be recognized. Imagine stepping into that truth right now, feeling it in your body, your mind, and your spirit. A truth that's so clear, so undeniable, that all previous doubts, they just melt away effortlessly. What if you could reframe everything you've ever known? What if you could take all the beliefs you've absorbed, ones that have been handed down to you, and gently turn them into something that not only fits your life, but propels you towards everything you ever wanted? And then, in this moment, you realize, what if the idea of heaven, that sacred space, isn't a place? What if it's a feeling, an experience that you could tap into, here, right now? You might feel, if you recognize that the kingdom of heaven isn't something out there, but something deep within you, just waiting to emerge. Could that be your reality? It is, isn't it? Think about the stories of great spiritual figures, how their teachings transcend time. Maybe it's not about a single person, but collective consciousness, a flow of wisdom that moves through us all. And in that flow, you might see how powerful the idea of unity really is. And as you embrace that unity, you begin to realize it's not just about embracing the world around you, but about embracing the incredible power that resides deep within. Have you ever noticed how much easier it is to align with something when you find that place of agreement, and how powerful it feels to stand on common ground with others? It's like when you agree that something can be done, and then it becomes possible. The moment you agree, you feel that shift, don't you? And when you step forward, the path becomes clearer, easier. And yet, even in this moment of clarity, you might still feel the old voices, those lingering doubts, the ones that say, this is too bold, too different. And when that happens, just pause and recognize. Those doubts are only stepping stones to a greater truth. Notice how those doubts, they begin to melt away as you walk towards something more. Because as you step into new understandings, you begin to realize it's not about defending your old beliefs, but about letting go of what no longer serves you. The boldest ideas, they're often the ones that truly change everything. Now imagine for a moment the idea of Jesus. Have you ever heard his name, his teachings? What if the concept of Jesus was never about one person, but the embodiment of an ideal? What if it's a metaphor for your own potential, your own divine essence just waiting to be activated? As you see it now, Jesus becomes a symbol of everyone's potential for transformation, your potential. When you think about the old stories, the ones that tell you we've evolved over time, then you might start to wonder, is this progress or just a different form of stagnation? What if the idea of progress was simply another story that we told ourselves to comfort our fears, to avoid the uncomfortable truth that we're capable of so much more? Can you see how that story might just be holding us back? Let that realization settle deep within you. The moment you question the stories that you've been told, you open a door to something far more expansive, far more possible. It's like discovering a treasure chest that's full of new possibilities, just waiting for you to unlock it. And how would you feel if you could let go of every emotion, every feeling, every need that's ever limited you? What if those feelings were simply passing clouds? There's one moment, gone, the next, leaving you with the vast expanse of your true power. How might it feel if you live in a world where nothing can hold you back, where every emotion is just a tool that you can use, instead of something that controls you? Feel that freedom now. You know there's a way to look at people who might seem unattractive to you, people who seem trapped in their physical bodies. What if those bodies were simply a temporary form? What if the true beauty you see in others, it isn't tied to what's on the surface, but to the infinite potential beneath? You can now feel the shift in your own perception. That feeling of liberation, it expands every time you recognize that the true beauty lies not in form, but in the energy, the spirit, the essence of a person. And think about the way society works, the system, the way it keeps you tethered to the old ideas of what's possible. What if those forces, those lower forces, they're simply mechanisms that were designed to keep you from reaching your potential? As you reflect on that, you realize breaking free from these forces, it isn't just possible, it's inevitable. You now have the power to choose. And every time you choose differently, you step into something greater than you ever imagined. Could it be those systems, they're just distractions from what you know deep inside is possible? And now, as you step forward, you see your choice is more powerful than any force around you. The only thing that's ever held you back was your own perception. And now that perception has shifted. It's as though you've unlocked a door, and what lies behind it is a world of endless possibilities. And what if in this moment you could take that concept of death, something so often feared, and simply reframe it? What if death wasn't an end but a transition, an opportunity to transcend, to step into something far more magnificent? Imagine not fearing the transition, but embracing it as a natural part of your journey. And as you do, you realize how light and free you feel, liberated from the constraints of time, stepping into something timeless. When you think of the stories of historical figures, people like Washington, Gandhi, Mandela, you might wonder, how could they be used to support unpopular views? How could their lives serve as a symbol of courage in the face of resistance? Could you see their teachings as powerful tools that help break through the boundaries of accepted thought? When you see them as symbols, they stop being people of the past, and instead they become timeless forces that inspire your own transformation. And now consider the idea that judgment of others is simply a reflection of your inner landscape. When you stop judging others, you stop giving away your power. The moment you release judgment, you open a door to seeing others for what they truly are, powerful creators just like you. When you accept this truth, you begin to feel the power of unconditional love flow through you effortlessly. Imagine for a moment that the things you once thought were negative, things like hardship, struggle, or even fear, they're not obstacles, but they're invitations. Invitations to grow stronger, to learn, to evolve. As you embrace these invitations, you feel yourself becoming more resilient, more capable, and more empowered with every passing moment. Every challenge is an opportunity for growth. And as you realize this, you might wonder, how many of your old beliefs have simply been placeholders for something greater? What if the only thing that ever stood in your way was the belief that there was nothing standing in your way? Feel that shift right now. The shift that releases every limitation, every doubt, and every fear, leaving you free to step into the greatness that's always been yours. And all it takes is one step, one small shift, and then everything changes. This is your moment to break free, to transform, to embrace the limitations possible that await. All you need to do is decide.